Welcome back to the bench. Little different video for the whopping 11 subscribers I have. So this is a snap-on ratchet that was given to me by my grandfather when I turned, about 14, 15, somewhere in there. And my grandpa was not a mechanic, so the fact that he had a snap-on ratchet was something kind of escaped me for a little bit. It wasn't until I got into my professional career as a technician, I started doing a little research on this ratchet, and I looked at the code here, which isn't going to focus, of course, but it's FV-71. There we go, it'll focus on that. And some of you older techs might be able to look at that snap-on logo and start guessing how old this is, but I looked up that code and that came out to a 1960s military issue ratchet. Well, I happen to know where my grandfather was in the 60s. So a couple pictures and a quick email later, and I got the story from him. So you can see up here, I kind of have scribbled on my bench. My grandfather was an aviation electrician on the USS Forrestal. If you're not familiar with the Forrestal, I'll put a link in the description to a documentary on it. Not going to get into it, but he was an aviation electrician with, I'm assuming, VF-74 squadron. He said when he joined that, so I'm assuming that's his squadron. The spring of '67, he said it had been used prior to him. But this came home with him from the carrier and survived a house fire and just, life in general from the 60s up until he gave it to me. And then I'll fully admit I even used this ratchet up until last winter putting a starter on my pickup. And then I finally decided I should get smart and put this away before I lose it. So this video, I'm going to take it apart, clean it up, polish it. Not going to get too crazy with it. This is a preservation, not a restoration, but come along for the ride, grab a cold one, and let's get to it. Alrighty, you'll have to bear with me here. I'm going to try and work around my tiny camera tripod here, but we'll pop this apart. I wonder how bad the actual pawl inside is, because I have abused this ratchet many a time in the past. But if it's broke, I have no doubt that my snap-on lady can get me replacement parts because she knows her job, and she probably actually get a kick out of this. Let's see, can we... Come on. Oh, it's coming. Some of you are probably cringing or blowing your eardrums out. Sorry, not my problem. I have no camera budget, nor patience. There we go. So let's... Wow, that's actually, not destroyed. Well, that's surprising. I know I've never actually had to get replacement parts for this one since I've had it, so... A little bit of dark and gooey, but nothing terrible. Suppose when you accidentally, drop it in the oil bucket, it lubricates it pretty well. See, does that... I guess that could come out of there, but I don't need to bring it out, so I'm not going to. So... Like I said, this isn't a crazy restoration like you've seen probably. I know there was one viral video that somebody, went full electrolysis on a rusty ratchet. No, that's not what I'm doing. I have brake clean in simple green and some chrome polish that I got from the auto parts store. And that's all I'm using because, again, preservation, not a restoration. Well, this might not be a very long video if this thing keeps cleaning up this quick. So, it's currently December in Iowa, so I got the old heat kicked on in the garage. So if you hear a fan turn on in the background, that's just it. Can't play the radio because, YouTube copyright, and even though I'm not monetized, I hope to at some point, and then that would just be a pain in the butt. So let's not deal with that. Now that's pretty well going to clean out. Usually when I get into these projects, I just have to sit here with steel wool for a week to get these things clean. And I did finally replace this. That's why I actually can put it away now. I got a good deal on another little snap-on ratchet for my main toolbox and then shuffle stuff around. So this is going to go in a place of honor. And if this video does well, I actually have a couple other heirloom tools, and I actually have another snap-on ratchet. It's kind of an interesting one. The gear's all open. That came from my grandfather on my other side of my family. So if this does well, we might get to do that one too. We'll see. But you'll have to bear with me if this gets real boring or I start talking too much, because this is a hands video and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with anything else on my body other than my hands. It's backwards, because I know what to do with my hands. Okay, well, you got enough of me playing for rag. I'm going to finish getting this all cleaned up, and then I will come back to you. Okay, I got the guts of it cleaned up. It's got a little bit of wear inside of it, but actually it's pretty clean. You know, it's got a little discoloring, but nothing bad. And surprisingly enough, there's actually some shine left in that old chrome, especially right around where a socket would go, which is really surprising. So Ratchet's been taken care of, so thanks, Grandpa. But I'm going to move on now to just general cleaning on this. The front side on this, you know, looking at it harder now, is actually pretty clean. Got a little bit of goo around the selector, but otherwise... Oh, the camera just froze. Otherwise, I am just going to get the simple green out and go after this. Alright. I have procured the wife's toothbrush, so now the fun part of getting this actually clean, because this dirt has probably been on there for as long as I've had this thing. I won't lie, I maybe haven't been the best of this thing in the past, but that's why we're making up for it now. You know, funny story, simple green, you know, just trying to keep you guys entertained while I'm scrubbing away here. My wife does not like the smell of simple green. But she always wants me to clean my bathroom, you know, mechanic bathroom in the house. You can imagine what it looks like. So I needed to clean the shower, and I couldn't get the stuff off, so I went and got the old bottle out of the garage and just went after my shower. It looked beautiful. She comes in, ooh, it smells good in here, and I about died laughing. Then she noticed what I was holding behind my back, and then I ran for the doghouse. But it worked. Foamy. Yeah, some of it's going to come off. I think actually some of it's rust, and if it's rust, I'm not going to take it off because, well, I'm not going to go that hard at this. You know, it's the preservation. You know, like right there where the chrome's been worn off from God knows how many times it's been beaten against fasteners. Nope, not going to care. It shows its character and its history. You know, this thing came out in the 60s, so it can take a licking. I want it to show its use, you know. So. Okay, well, I'm going to keep on scrubbing. You've had, 2 minutes of watching me do this, which, it's not oddly satisfying. So, okay, your attention span is gone. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, welcome back to the garage formerly known as the doghouse. Took a little bit of a soft wire brush, but I actually got most of the dirt and other grime off of this, except for that spot right there, which I wonder if I can get the camera to focus. Focus. Ooh, there we go. Kind of looks strangely like an arc mark, like it got put where something was still hot, and some arcity-sparkity ensued. Might have to ask and see if Grandpa remembers that, but either way, I got it. Oh, come on. Focus. There we go. But otherwise, just simple green and good scrubbing. Actually did this thing a world of good, so we got to go one step farther, so we're going to get out the old chrome polish. First time I ever used this stuff. It's just what I could get my hands on locally, and it was cheap, so I was okay with it. So I'm going to go stand in the corner now and polish my tool, and I'll get back to you in a little bit here. So this is just one kind of quick roll around. We'll see if there's much of a difference before and after. What? Did you think I was going to polish my tool by hand? That's what losers do. We are men. We use power tools for things that we really don't need them for. Okay, well, I went after it with the die grinder and the buffer, and it definitely made a difference. Not a huge one, but not probably going to get, a super crazy shine on this anymore. Most of the chrome's probably worn off of it, but this is Carnauba Car Wax Cleaner Paste. It's another turtle wax product that I literally just had on my shelf, and I wonder what that would do. Can't hurt anything, so now you not only watch me polish my tool, now I'm waxing my tool. Yeah, you should probably be checking your life decisions if you're watching a video that's what the guy's saying. So I swear that's enough of the innuendo for this one, but I'm going to keep going on this for a little while, and I'll bring the video back up when I'm about to put this back together. Alright, done with the polishing and cleanup, and I don't know if the camera's going to actually do this justice, but it's not like, a big significant change, but it went from just kind of a dull shiny. You can see every little scratch and pit, and you can clearly see, like here, it's a lot. Oh, you might not even be able to see it. Oh, right there. Where this ratchet's been levered against things, where the chrome's been worn off, right there. It's a lot more blended in, so that stuff did actually do quite a bit, and the old thing actually does have some shine. So I'm going to put it back together, and I am going to just put ever so much of a light oil. This is just Marble Mister Oil, and that's just because I took all of the oil off of this when I cleaned it, and I don't want it to rust, and it is just kind of raw steel from being worn, so it's just going to get a very light coating of oil that I can drip everywhere on my bench and make a huge mess, because that's what you do with oil, especially when it's in a can. So, and surprisingly, the old hammer end ain't too beat up either, which is kind of nice. So, all right, just wipe that excess off real quick off camera. All right, good enough. So, I'm going to just slide that in there. Let's see, which side was out originally? I'm guessing it was that side. It was down. You can just see the witness marks there. Not that it would matter, but, that's how it lived for how long. We'll put it back the way we found it. All right, slip the screws in. And get out the teeniest tiny screwdriver I could find and tighten these up. All right, just wipe a little bit of the excess oil off, and there we go. Preservation complete. For those that are wondering, that's all I used for shop products. Brake Clean, Simple Green, Turtle Wax stuff, and that's just Marble Mister Oil, which didn't even have to use that. It's just what I had in the can. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video. It actually does help the YouTube algorithm. I just thought everyone said that to be annoying. No, it actually does help. So, like, comment, subscribe. I got a couple more of these I can do if this actually is something people want to see. But stay tuned real quick. I got one more little bonus clip I'm going to throw in at the end. It's something that got a little history on it that you're never going to be able to buy or find another one. So, thanks for watching. Okay, here's your bonus clip. Just because we're talking, military service and tools. My grandfather, at one point, not the grandfather that Ratchet came from, my other one, worked at a munitions plant in Illinois. That is about a 3-pound chunk of brass on a stick. That chunk of brass was supposed to be like a 105 howitzer shell, if I remember him telling me right. Some sort of shell, and the metallurgy was off or something, but basically it came home with him, and then he drilled it and made a really nice, big, non-sparking, soft face hammer. And I was just in his garage one day before he passed on a couple of years ago, and he had this just sitting on there. I'm like, what's this? And he tells me the story. I'm like, ooh, that's nice. You haven't used it in a couple of years, so I'm going to take it and get use out of it. And he gave it to me, and I will fully admit, I still use this thing to the day because it's a big, heavy, soft face hammer. So, there you go. Something that you're never going to see again and probably never want to. Thanks for watching.